Canon. My name's Nathan, and today we're going to introduce you to the Canon multifunction printer system. This system was introduced in 2011 and allows you to print, scan and copy oversized large format documents. Utilising Canon's unique reactive ink system, combined with intuitive software and advanced scanning capabilities, the MFP has been welcomed into the Australian market as a product that delivers on its promises whilst at the same time offering a cost-effective solution. Allow me to take you through the hardware features of this device. Firstly, we have the CIS scanner. CIS stands for Contact Image Sensor. The contact image sensor utilises an LED light to emit onto the original document. This is captured by the image sensor, which then records the image that is sent through to the computer to save the file. CIS scanners are much smaller than other large format scanning technologies. They're instantly on and they use less power than other technologies as well, therefore offering you immediate cost savings. The device is instantly on by hitting the power button, so there's no warm-up time involved with a CIS scanner. LED lights last up to 10 times longer than other scanning lighting technologies. They're a very reliable technology, and if in the event that an LED does go down, it's quickly and easily replaced by a service technician. This means that you'll be up and going in no time. The Canon MFP uses a dual line sensor system. Let's take a look. Here we can see the dual line sensor system. What this means is that the hardware is able to remove folds that may be present in the original document. This is a unique feature to the Canon system. The scanner is capable of operating at speeds of up to 25 centimeters per second. This makes the process of digitizing multiple documents quick and easy. Canon provide a computer and touchscreen as part of the MFP solution. Therefore, when we say all-in-one, we mean all-in-one. Everything is provided to have you up and going in no time at all. No need to provide a computer or a monitor to get you up and running. So as soon as the machine is installed, you'll be printing, scanning and copying from the moment the technician has set up the solution. The computer provided is open architecture. This means that it's not locked down and you can use it just as you would any other PC. If you want to load Acrobat Reader, if you want to load AutoCAD, you can do so on here. You also have the ability of hooking in through your own network, connecting to your own domain controllers. You can use the PC as you would any other PC on your network. The last part of the solution, and certainly not the least, is actually the printer itself. What we're looking at here is the IPF 760, and this is one of 4 machines you can choose with the MFP solution. The first of which is the IPF 760, 765, and then the IPF 815 and our dual roll IPF 825. Allow me to take you through the features of the IPF 760, which is a base level solution. Firstly, we look at the ink tanks. The ink tanks in the device are 130 ml. There are 6 tanks in total. We have the cyan, magenta, yellow and black, and then we also have 2 matte black cartridges. What's the most common colour we use in technical line drawings? It's black. That's why we double up on the matte black cartridges. We also double up the matte black channel on the print head. This enables us to print faster, up to 28 seconds for an A1 print. Next, we're going to move to the internals of the device. Inside, we're able to print borderless. Our competitors don't enable you to print borderless. Here, anywhere from 10 inches up to 36 inches, or that's A0 in A series terms. Very little is required in the way of maintenance of the machine, and I ask you, what do you do to maintain your bubble jet machine at home? Not a great deal. Here, Every 6 months or so, all you need to do is to get in there with a cotton tip, clean out any excess ink or any dust, and that's all you need to do from an end user's perspective. Another great feature of all Canon large format devices is that the roll paper is front loading. There's no need to get around to the back of the machine to load the paper. We have indicators of the left side and the right side, so you can't muck that up either. It's pretty easy. As part of the roll feeding solution, we have a barcoding system. What this does is track the remaining roll length. So when you very first load the media into the machine, it's going to ask you, what type of paper are you loading and what is the total roll length? So that when you do your prints from then on, it will keep a track of that remaining roll length. So you may change between a plain paper or a bond paper or a coated paper or a semi-glossy paper, and this will keep a track of the remaining roll length. When you remove it, it will barcode it. When you feed that paper back on, it will automatically read the barcode and feed that information into the machine. So what that means for you as an end user is that you're not going to send down an A0 job or larger, get 3/4 of the way through to find, we've run out of paper. The machine will warn you and tell you, hey, not enough paper to complete the job? Are you sure you want to continue? As you saw previously, the IPF 760 utilises a 130mm ink cartridge. However, in the IPF 815 and 825, they utilise a 330 or 700mm ink cartridge. The 700mm ink cartridge enables you to be more cost efficient in the way in which that you purchase your ink. The IPF 825 that this ink cartridge goes into also has that dual roll capability, enabling you to switch from one roll to the other roll without any user intervention within 30 seconds. Now I'd like to show you the software that comes with the ImageProGraph MFP solution. This easy to use, easy to function software enables you to copy, to scan and to print. Copy and print, scan to PDF and scan to email. The software has been optimised for touchscreen use with large buttons for all the functions. Let me start with the copy function. Firstly, you'll see that all the options start from left to right. If we go into copy, we can see that we can choose between 3 options. The first is colour scanning, the next is grayscale scanning, and lastly, black and white scanning. If we start up here with colour, we have the option of choosing different document types. Colour graphics is set by default. We can then choose colour photo or coloured lines depending on the type of original document that you're using. Next, we can choose paper size. By default, this is set to auto size, and that's what we recommend you use to start with. You do, however, have the option of choosing from any of the standard A series sizes, JIS series sizes, or Arch series sizes. Next, we have the image detail. This is where we select the resolution, and we can scan anywhere from 100 dpi all the way up to 600 dpi at native resolution. The recommended default though is fine 300. This gives us an optimal balance between quality and speed. We then move down to number of colours. Again, by default, this is set to full, but we can choose between 256 auto and a 256 palette setting. All the defaults used within the software enable a user without any knowledge, advanced knowledge of scanning, to produce brilliant scans straight off. Next, we'll move down to the grayscale option. Here we see a few different scenarios. Grey photo is set by default. We can choose grey lines. As we saw previously, paper size, image detail, and number of colours will remain similar to what we saw earlier. Next we have black and white scanning, and this is where things get a little bit different. Firstly, we start with the document type. By default, this is black and white, and this uses simple thresholding. The next option down is black and white cleanup 1. This helps to clean up a dirty original a little bit more. But where it gets different again is in cleanup 2 and cleanup 3, and where the SmartWorks MFP software employs adaptive thresholding. Adaptive thresholding enables us to clean up browned, soiled originals. You may have originals that are still on linen that have sticky tape over it. This will help to clean up those originals to provide a crisp, clear, scanned original for reproduction. That was a quick overview of black and white scanning. Now, because we're in the copy function, let's go through the actual print modes that will be used to reproduce our job. You'll see here it's picked up the printer that we're using, which is the IPF 760. Next we have paper type, and this is great because it's integrated through the driver, so you don't need to go out through the Windows driver interface to change these settings. By selecting paper type, a simple drop down comes so that we can choose coated paper in this case, or you choose whatever's relevant for the job you're printing. Under print mode we have standard and high, again integrated through the Windows print driver. Lastly, we choose our scale at 100% and copies. Now that you've seen how easy it is to copy, let's have a look at the scan function. You'll see the interface remains very similar to what was in the copy interface. We have colour scanning, grayscale scanning, and black and white scanning, and all those functions are exactly the same as you saw previously. Where it changes is in what we can do now with the original document that you're scanned. We can choose scan to folder, and because this is an open architecture system, you can scan to the local hard drive, to a memory stick, or to a network location. We can change the file types that we save to as well. So in the case here where we have colour graphics, we can choose between TIFF LZW or compressed TIFF, uncompressed TIFF, JPEG or PDF. And all these file type options come at no extra cost. We can choose the location in which we're going to save these files to as well. We can save directly to USB by choosing the USB function. And lastly, we can choose scan to email. Now that you've seen how flexible scanning is, let's have a look at printing through the SmartWorks MFP interface. By selecting your file location from either a USB location or file location, whether it be on your local drive or network drive, we can print file formats such as TIFF, JPEG, bitmap, PNG and PDF directly from the SmartWorks interface without having to open the original program that was used to create it. We choose our print settings as we saw in the previous window: paper type, print mode, scale and number of copies. Now you've seen the basic functions and overview of the Canon MFP system, let's get into the fun stuff and actually do a scan. We're going to choose Scan to File, which is the middle button. Next, we need to choose the type of original that we're going to be scanning, and in this case I'm going to be choosing black and white. We're going to run with the defaults: document, black and white, simple thresholding, auto sizing, image detail 300 dpi and simple thresholding. TIFF G4 will work fine for the demonstration we're going to do. Next, we need to load the scan, the original, into the scanner. We take the original and line it up to the top feed line and simply push it in. The scanner will take the original in and by pressing the green button on the touch panel, that will feed the document through. Notice the document ejects through the front and not through the rear. This makes it much simpler for you, the end user. On the screen now, we can see a preview that the scanner has brought into the system. Within the preview window, we can adjust brightness, we can de-skew, we can zoom, and we can also crop. But I'm pretty happy with what we've done here, so I'm going to hit green, and that saves the document to file. You've just seen how simple it was to do a single scan, but what if you want to do a batch scan? We have that option within the SmartWorks MFP system. We start by choosing the original document type, in this case black and white. Then we're going to select batch mode down the bottom. We'll feed the original into the scanner again. Line it up to the white guideline and push it in. Hit the green button and that will take the original document in. Then we can feed again. Without any pause between the scans. We don't need to wait for the system or the software to process the document. It automatically takes it in. I don't even have to touch the front panel. We'll feed one more. You'll notice this time we don't need to touch the front panel. It will feed it through. Preview that document again. And once we're happy, we can now stop the scan, check what we've done, and save the file. Now we're going to do a copy and print. Let's see how quick we can do this. We're going to select our original document, which is a black and white line drawing. We're just going to leave all the defaults there for the document type, for the auto sizing, for the image detail and the thresholding. And the only thing I'm going to change here is the print mode that we're going to use. And we're going to select draft. Let's feed in the document. Again, lining it up to the white line to guide us and push it straight in. That will feed the document in, make sure that the device has recognised it. Then we hit start. That will scan it with the front ejection. We're happy with the scan we've seen, so let's hit go. As soon as the printer sees data, it's off and running. There it goes. We haven't had to wait for the device to process data. It hits it and it goes. Whilst that's printing, let's pull up the output stacker. And the printer will also stack up to 20 of these documents. And there we have it. In less than a minute, we've just done a copy and print.
Mate, I got a problem. I haven't got an original. I got this plan. I got to get 4 copies to 4 different places, to 4 different guys, and I also need a copy sent to Darwin, and I need it done today. How can we do it?
Well, you need a Canon multifunction printer system that integrates both the printer and the scanner in conjunction with the multi-touch panel screen, all from within an easy-to-use interface.
Right, so how does that work?
Let's show you. Over here we have the touch panel screen. This enables you to copy, scan and print. You don't have to know how it all works. So long as you can follow the bouncing ball, you'll be able to step your way through it.
Okay.
So let's start with your original. Obviously we need to scan this and then we need to print it.
Right.
We're going to be able to scan it really quickly. We're going to be able to print it really quickly. And from within this interface, you're going to be able to send that scan directly via email to your customer in Darwin.
Sounds good.
Let's give it a go. So firstly, we're going to start with the copies. So you need copies to start with right now.
I do.
Copy. What type of original is it? It's a black and white line drawing original. So we choose that from the options down the left-hand side. The bottom one here is black and white.
Okay, so I can do black and white, but I can also do colour as well?
You can do colour and you can also do grayscale.
Sounds good.
Just using the defaults, because you've got a pretty clean original, we're going to be able to get that thing out straight away. So black and white line drawing, auto sizing, image detail 300 dpi and simple thresholding. Because we're copying, we obviously need to make sure we're going to the right printer, because with this system, if you've got multiple printers, large format printers, you can send it to any of them. But we've got the IPF 760 here, which does our A0 line drawings and A0 documents. Plain paper, bond paper, it's what we've got loaded. That's probably what you're going to use the most. Next, we're going to print in draft mode because you need it in a hurry, and that's going to crank out pretty quickly. And how many copies do you need?
I need 4 copies.
4 copies. All right, so let's crank that up to 4 copies. Next, we need to load the original into the scanner. So anywhere on the scanner, doesn't matter whether it's to the left, to the right, or in the centre, we line that up with the guideline and push it in. That takes it in, and we press the green go button. That's going to feed it through, and also notice that it ejects the original from the front and not from the back, so there's no need for you to have to get around to the back of the machine to load paper or to retrieve your original document. On the screen here, you'll see that that's showing a preview. If you want to brighten it up, if you want to darken it, if you want to crop it, if you need to de-skew it, we can do that from within the one screen.
So how do we de-skew it? Because I can see it's a little bit off.
Yep, so just here, left or right, tap which way, to the right or to the left, that you need to de-skew, and easy as that. You don't have to save it. As soon as you do it, it saves it.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now we're ready to go. We just hit the green go button, and that's going to send that data down to the device. Now, as soon as the machine sees that data, it's off and running. It's not waiting for it to process data at the machine. In less than 30 seconds, we're already starting to print. So let's have a look at this come out. Whilst that's starting, because you've got multiple documents, we've got an output stacker.
Hey, so it doesn't all fall into a roll.
It doesn't fall into the bottom of the basket. First one out.
That was pretty quick.
Put that into the tube.
Mate, alright, I've got my 4 copies, and I'm all good to go, but I need a copy for Darwin, and I need to get it there now. How are we going to do it?
Right now?
Right now.
Let's go. Scan. Original. Black and white. Email. Done. Put it in. It's in Darwin.
And it's in Darwin?
Darwin.
Mate, that's brilliant.
You've now seen the entire Canon multifunction printer system. You can scan large format. You can scan and print large format, and you can also scan and send large format, all from within the one footprint integrated system. Now's the time to talk to your Canon sales rep to put this into practice in your business.